YouTube, what's good? It's your girl Cam behind the cam, and I am Cam, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a long time, and I'm here to talk about it. So, today is December 15th. My last video was posted in October. I was on a roll. I was dropping videos every week for September and October. And then things started getting rocky, got a little crazy. So I'm here to talk about it and talk about like what my consistency was, what was going on with my consistency. Got a little Christmas decor, holiday decor. Today's the 15th. I thought that was cool, so I brought that. Got some other little knickknacks around the house. Santa Claus workshop pillow, black Santa, you know. So anyway, let's get right to it. So, basically, since my birthday is in May, from like May up until now, I've been dealing with some health issues. I don't know if I ever mentioned this before on this channel, but I have been diagnosed with PCOS. This is not a new diagnosis for me. I've been knowing about PCOS for a long time, but not really how to manage it, what to do with it, and it's been a while since I've really dealt with complications with PCOS. So after my birthday, really things just started going downhill as it pertains to PCOS. So I was gaining a lot of weight. I was dealing with issues with my cycle. I was experiencing a lot of pain, and all of this was going on for months at a time. So I would say this first started at the end of May, early June, and now we're in December. So what happened? Really around like July, August is when I was just like, you know, I gotta get down to the bottom of this because now this is really impacting my life. So many times, like, things are going on and we're so used to dealing with stuff and we're so used to just going on about our business that's what I was doing, you know. Okay, I'm not feeling well, but I still gotta go to work. These bills still gotta be paid. I still need to do what I need to do and take care of my responsibilities. But the truth of the matter is that if you don't take care of yourself and if you're not in a good space, it makes it so much harder to take care of all the other things that you want to take care of. So it was just a lot. I just started, like I said, I was having all of those issues. I was extremely tired, like every day. No matter how much sleep I was getting or not getting, I was still tired. I deal with insomnia off and on, so there would be nights that like I'd be able to fall asleep, but then I'm waking up in the middle of the night and being up for hours until it's time for me to go to work. So as you can imagine, like my sleep pattern was also impacting my mood. The pain I was in was impacting my mood. Everything's impacting my mood and just like my day to day. So then finally I'm like, no, like the pain was getting, like I was so used to it, but then it was just becoming really overwhelming. Everything was becoming really overwhelming. So I ended up going to the emergency room. I skipped over urgent care because I kind of felt like, no shade, they don't do nothing. And like I've said, I've been diagnosed with PCOS for a while now, so I know that when I go into the emergency room and to the urgent care and I tell them that I'm in pain, like, it's not taken to the level of seriousness that it needs to be. And that's women's health in general. A lot of times people kind of dismiss us or brush it off as just like, oh, you're just having period pain, or you're just having this kind of pain. And it's like, not period pain, 10 times worse than period pain. I honestly don't wish that kind of pain on anyone. So I went to the emergency room probably twice during this whole process. The first time it was a nightmare. I was in the emergency room for like 12 to 14 hours. It took me a very long time to get seen. I was getting really angry. Nobody came to check on me. Nobody offered me any pain medication, even though I came in telling them that my pain level was at a 10. And then it didn't really do anything for me. After all those hours in the emergency room, they gave me some pain medication, and it was basically like, yeah, there's nothing that we can do. You need to follow up with your provider, and we'll send you some pain medication. And I remember just like, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, just sitting in my car outside of the emergency room, just breaking down, because I was just like, nobody can tell me like what the hell is going on. Yes, I experienced pain like overall, but like consistent pain, everyday pain, like this was a new thing for me. And basically no one was taking it seriously, or nobody was giving me an answer. So I was really just frustrated and overwhelmed with that, on top of like still maintaining like my jobs and life. Life doesn't stop because you're not feeling well. And so after that experience, I think I ended up going to the emergency room again, and they did like more in-depth work. So they gave me like really strong medication, like muscle relaxers, morphine. They gave me a lot of medication in the emergency room. They did scans to see what was going on, and then they told me to go to the specialist. So again, they gave me more medication, but this time, at least it was stronger medication. The first time, they didn't really help. I had my fast forward. I had a follow-up appointment, and she recommended that I saw a specialist, but she suspected that something was going on. But they were like, oh, we're going to try it this way, and hopefully you'll get some relief. If not, then plan B. So I saw the specialist, and I explained to her everything that was going on. This woman was like chef kiss, because she like listened. She wasn't like, oh, I'm about to put you on 1,000 different kind of pills. She was like, these are the things I want you to change. These are the things that we're going to try. But ultimately, I want you to contact me if you feel like this is not getting better. And so I was finally like, okay, somebody's listening to me. Somebody's giving me answers. She's telling me what she think could be going on. Cool. It still didn't work. So then I was still in pain, and I just contacted her, and I was like, listen, like, I'm still experiencing these symptoms, and I can't do this anymore. It was to the point that it was an everyday thing. Like, I was emotional about it. Like, imagine waking up every day and feeling like shit, and still having to do all the things that you're supposed to do. I ended up going to, it's blurry because I was in so much pain, and I've been taking so much medication for pain that it's crazy. But I ended up going to, I think she ended up putting me on some kind of medication, and then one day I was at work, and the medication just was not working. Like, I was literally in the middle of doing my job, and then I had to be like, no, I can't do this right now. I was like, I had taken the pain medication. It wasn't kicking in. I was doubled over in pain. I had a couch in my office. I ended up laying on this couch, which I barely even sit on this couch, but now I'm laying on this couch, and I'm just like, I can't be here. I couldn't drive myself home. My girl had to come pick me up, and I just contacted the doctor, and I was just like, this is a lot. Like, this is what's happening. Like, this pain is not getting better. So I go back in, and then they're just like, you have to have a surgery. And I've had one surgery for PCOS complications in the past, like 10 years ago. So there was a lot of like anxiety around it. I'm just like, damn, like that wasn't on my bingo card. Like, mind you, now it's at the end of August, almost September. You're telling me that I need to have a surgery. I'm just thinking all of these things. I'm like, how long am I going to be out of work? I need to work. My girl's birthday is coming up. I just have things to do. So how am I going to handle this? And listen, at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. So I went through my job and I was telling them that I'm going to have to take some time off because of this. My supervisor was very supportive. What's not supportive, or who makes the process more difficult, is like your leave department, your HR. Like I told you guys, I was doubled over in pain. I barely could be walking around, and she was like calling me every 2 seconds, harassing me. I need this paperwork, or I need this paperwork. All of these things that are outside of my control. Fast forward to the point where I just had the surgery. It's different. Like, I was anxious. I'm in a state that where, like, now I live here, so I should be used to it, but it's still different. In New York, I was seeing the same providers for long periods of time, so I was comfortable with them. Now, it's like I just met this woman, and now I'm having surgery with her as well. The surgery was fine. Everything went fine. I was in a lot of pain before the surgery, and then I still experienced pain after the surgery, which was initially to be expected. You know, I had to recover. I couldn't lift things. I couldn't go to the gym. I just was not feeling like myself, but the surgery was done with the hopes that everything would get better. So I was just looking forward to getting that behind me. So had the surgery in the beginning of September. I think it was like September 12th. Weeks are passing. They say, like, you know, a couple of weeks for your body to recover from the surgery. And also I had an IUD entered during the same time that I had my surgery. So it was like double pain. And I've never had an IUD. I've always in the past used like traditional birth control, because birth control is what they give you as like, this is going to manage your symptoms of PCOS, or help manage some of your symptoms of PCOS. But birth control comes with a lot of side effects, especially the oral one. So I had stopped taking that for a while. So now I have this new IUD inside of me, as well as just completing the surgery. They tell me that it's going to take a couple of weeks for me to recover, like fully recover, and to not be in pain. So I try to trust the process. I'm like, you know, I ended up going back to work. I was still in pain when I went back to work, but I had taken like a week and some change off of work. So still at work, you know, doing my thing, going about my business, but still in pain. Eventually weeks were passing, and I'm just like, damn, like, I know she said it's going to take some time for these symptoms to change, the pain to go away, the cycle to straighten out, everything to straighten out, but it was taking a long time. So I remember like still having pain 4 or 5 days out of 7 days, which is crazy. And not just like, oh, this is some mild pain. It was like really intense pain, again, 4 or 5 days out of the week. So I was laying on this couch one day just like in pain, and I just sent her an email, and I was like, listen, I know that you said to trust the process and things are going to get better, but it's been 7 weeks and I'm still in a significant amount of pain. Like, my pain is still at a high level. On most days 8 or 9 out of 10. That's pretty crazy to just be walking around being in that kind of pain. She wrote me back immediately and was just like, I want you to go to get an ultrasound. She was feeling like the IUD had shifted and was not in place, and that's what was causing like this significant pain. So I, again, started getting worried, because I'm just like, damn, am I going to have another surgery? Like, what's going to happen now? So I don't know. I didn't really have much time to worry. I just scheduled the ultrasound, and the tech was like, okay, I think it was a Friday or a Thursday. So she's like, she'll probably get back to you on Monday. Shout out to my doctor. She actually got back to me the next day, and she was like, it's exactly what she said it was, that the IUD was lying very low, and that's what was causing like this severe pain. So I was gonna need to make another appointment. This time we're in October now. I need to make another appointment and have the IUD removed and then place a new one. So I'm just like, oh my God. So like this whole process of time that I have gone through that my body was supposed to be adjusting to the IUD and recovering from the surgery is like starting from step one with taking it out and putting it back in. So I end up calling her assistant and trying to schedule the procedure, and she's just like, yeah, everything's pretty booked up, and you know, she's pretty busy, vacation, holidays, and I remember calling, and she was like, actually, that's so crazy. I think she said like, did she say November 15th? And I was in October. Or did she say December 15th? I don't know. It was like when I called, it was like a month away from the day that I was calling. She was like, yeah, we can get you in there. And I'm like, nah, like, I'm telling you that I'm in a severe amount of pain most days out of the week. I can't wait a month to figure out, like, when I can have this rectified. And she was like, you're right. And then she found an appointment within that week. So then I ended up going back, not to the hospital, but to the doctor's office. And this was a procedure that they were going to do in the office. This time, keep in mind, I'm not under anesthesia or like asleep. Like, I'm wide awake while this is happening. And for some reason, it did not cross my mind that I was going to experience any pain, because when she entered the IUD the first time, I was under anesthesia, and I did experience pain after, but I don't know. I didn't know if it was the surgery pain, the IUD pain. Like I said, I never experienced that, so I didn't know what to expect. So I go to the office for this procedure, and as I'm literally like laying there on the table, she's just like, so you may or may not feel this. And I'm like, what? She's like, I'm gonna do a local anesthesia. Sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't. When she said that, I should already know, like, my pain tolerance is very high. A lot of like really like low level medication does not work when I'm in that kind of pain. And I'm allergic to a lot of like over-the-counter medications. So there's that as well. So I'm like, all right, but so she's doing the local anesthesia. She's like doing her thing or whatever. First, I didn't feel it. And then like all of a sudden it was like I felt everything. And I'm just like, this is not working. This hurts. And she's just like trying to talk me through it, pause, and just trying to take my mind off of like what I'm experiencing. It did not feel good. I don't think that most of the things that women have to endure in the doctor's office, in your GYN office, should happen. I think that most procedures should be under anesthesia. I almost forgot. I had another procedure in the doctor's office in which they did not tell me that this was gonna hurt. Like, this was before the surgery. And it was basically her like scraping the wall, my uterus lining. That was, I can't even say 10 out of 10 pain. That was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. And mind you, I've had surgery. I've been in pain consistently for days at a time. This was top 5, maybe top 3 pains I've ever experienced in my life. I could barely hold on during that time. And could barely drive home. And I drove home all of these times, except for after the surgery. So fast forward back to the office where she's taking out the IUD and reinserting another one. That shit hurt. There's no other way to put it. It hurt. And then I had to drive myself home. And I was just like in my head, like, how could I have been so dumb to not think like I needed somebody to come with me? I needed my girl to drive me home. Like, I didn't think any of those things. I didn't think I was going to be in any pain. So I'm driving home, like, sitting up like this because, like, it was just uncomfortable. I had no medication on me. And then I just came home and took medication and laid my ass down. So there was a lot going on. And that was, damn, how many weeks ago was that? I think that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So my body once again is readjusting to having this object inside of me and just trying to recover from all the like poking and prodding that I've gone through over the last couple of months. And so like as we approach the end of the year, like there's a lot of things that I reflected about, where it's just like, you know, yeah, having a job is important, but you don't realize that sometimes you're making your job more important than yourself. Like I wouldn't take days off, or I wouldn't schedule my appointments during days I had to work, because I'm just like, if I miss this day of work, then I got to catch up on the back end. But in all reality, none of it matters, because if you're in 10 out of 10 pain, or you're not feeling your best, you can't be your best at work, in your relationship, with your friends, nothing like that. And like I said, my mood was really impacted by that. So I was really sad. I was down on some days. I was in pain on other days. I was sad and in pain. Like there was a lot going on. And I'm just thankful for, like, you know, my support system, like my girl, my family, my friends, her family, just for like holding it down, because like it just makes you not want to like do anything, because you're just like, yo, I should not be feeling like this every day. And even now, like, knock on wood, like I feel like I'm in a better space than I was a couple of weeks ago, because I'm not in as much pain as I was. There is the occasional symptom that I'm having, but it's not to the extent that it was before. So I'm just hoping, like, with more time, things will continue to, just making sure that we still rolling. Things will continue to get better. But it just put things in perspective. Like I'm never putting my health to the side over a job. Like that's should be my priority. And I just, you know, sometimes we just prioritize taking care of everything else and not yourself. And to keep it a buck, like these jobs don't care about you. They don't care. They will replace you. And I've seen it happen, and I know that it will. My camera ran out of space real quick, but I was basically saying that you just gotta prioritize yourself. In order to take care of all your responsibilities, be present for your family, your loved ones, be present for yourself. You gotta put yourself first. You gotta make sure you're in the best shape that you can be in. So that is really my focus going into the new year and wrapping up this year. And that's really the reason why I haven't been as consistent with posting and vlogging as usual. I've spent a lot of days like in pain, or not in the greatest of moods, or just with a lot on my mind. And nobody wants to get on camera and be like in a shitty ass mood or a bitchy ass mood. You know, I want to be authentic, which is why I'm sharing this information out. And I even talked about this and went back and forth about like, damn, do I really want to talk about this? But I think it's important. I think there's other people out there that might be dealing with this or similar things, and it's okay to feel the way that you feel. But I say all of that to say that I'm going to get back on my posting journey and being consistent. But I definitely wanted to drop this video first to let y'all know, like, this is what I've been going through, and this is why I haven't been posting. But a lot of more content coming soon. Some more vlogs, some more sit-down videos, some more challenges. A little bit of everything coming soon. The holidays are coming up. I'm, for the first time in several years, going home for Christmas to be around my family with my new family. So yeah, I'm gonna bring y'all around for the journey. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.